What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? My name is Ken Billions. If you didn't know, this is Coin Gang Ministries. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I definitely appreciate it. I don't take your time for granted. I couldn't do this if you didn't show up, so I appreciate you. You know, this is not a one-sided relationship, right? So I feed off you just as well as you feed off me. So I'm happy that you can spend your time with me because it's millions of content creators or it's millions of people, chopping it up on the internet, and you could have your attention anywhere, but you are here. And if this is your first time, I definitely appreciate you. If you are returning, shout out to you. Shout out to you. You already know what we do here. This is the number one home for personal development. This is ministry for the abstract mind. And I just want to let you know this is a safe space for everybody out there with out the box philosophy. What that means is I don't care who you're dating. I don't care how you identify in terms of your gender. I don't care what your background is. This is a place of personal development. So this is really come as you are. You could take your wig off, right? You could take the dye out your beard, right? It don't matter how much money you make. It doesn't matter the work you put in the streets. This is a personal development ministry. This is a place where ordinary people leave extraordinary. So again, you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So salute to you. This is the number one home for personal development. This is ministry for everybody out there that has an out the box philosophy. And you are safe here. If you have babies, please keep your babies close. But before we get into our build today, if you can see me, press 1, and if you can hear me, press 2. When you come in the chat, go ahead and press a like for the algorithm. Share it if you can to somebody you think that can use this conversation, because this is us getting into our personal development bag. A lot of other people are doing other things, but over here we're gonna get in our bag. So if you have babies, please keep your babies close. And if you have someone in your life that's loving on you, please let them, because this love thing, it doesn't come with a manual. It's very complicated. So if you got somebody that's checking for you, if you got somebody that's loving on you, let them love on you. Special thanks to everybody that contributes to the platform, everybody that shares the video, likes the video, considers the things that we talk about. Even if you don't agree, I just want you to consider the possibility. What if I'm right? Right? What if what I'm saying is right? Right? So I appreciate everybody out there. Today, great conversation. Today we are going to acknowledge a huge elephant in the room. A big elephant, right? A massive size elephant that nobody seems to want to address and nobody seems to want to speak about. And I'm not talking about white supremacy. I'm not talking about just pearly things. I'm not talking about the Federal Reserve or the BRICS or even inflation and what's happening to the money, the national debt. No, there's a bigger elephant than all those things that most, if not damn near all people, never ever talk about. But today we're going to talk about that elephant. We're going to also talk about the world burns first. The world burns first. I am a person where I do not mind if the world is burning because it's going to burn before me, right? We're going to talk about what a magician actually needs. And this is important so you can understand what you give to the magicians, to the magi. You give something very critical. A magician cannot do their great work without this one thing that we all provide the magician. And we're going to talk about some tea and guess who's getting exposed. Because I know people love to hear somebody exposed. You love to hear what's going on in the industry, in Hollywood, behind the scenes. So before we leave, we're going to talk about some tea. Our conversation today is unlocking your power in 5 steps. Self-care secrets exposed. That's a salacious title, huh? Unlock your power in 5 steps. Self-care secrets exposed. Real salacious, huh? I know y'all like salacious. So I appreciate y'all. We're gonna get into our bag, and I hope this message receives. Um, I hope this message receives the people that it's supposed to go to. So let me tell you something a little bit about me. Put you on my business. The majority of my personal life, I was in a state of survival mode. That's all I knew. So I had a single parent household. Mommy and daddy didn't work it out. So I was born, or I was in an environment with a working mom. So I had to survive. So I would get out of school, put a hot dog in in the microwave, and I eat the hot dog. No bun, no dressing, no nothing. I would even eat the hot dog raw. Cook my noodles. Back then there was things called steakums. If I had $1, I would go to the store, get me 4 bags of chips. This is when bags of chips was a quarter, and you get a bang for your buck. I might get a moon pie or a zebra cake, quarter juicy, or I might go to the latchkey program and I might get free lunch because it was about survival. And I noticed a lot of other children going through that were experiencing what I was experiencing. We were all in survival mode, but we wasn't necessarily taking care of ourselves. So I know how to survive. But I recently, over the last couple years, learned how to take care of myself. Now, there is a difference between survival and self-care. The way I was eating, the way I was moving, my relationship dynamics, everything was from a survival state because that's all I knew. And you actually have to be taught to take care of yourself. You actually have to be taught about value, right? You actually have to be taught to expect or want more than the bare minimums in life. The places where I was coming from, the bare minimums seemed like $1 billion. And then after a while, when you in survival state for so long, the bare minimum becomes an identity. Now, anybody that's hearing this, if no one ever told you that there's a problem with your identity being the bare minimum, it is. Because the world has more to offer, but you don't know that when you are in a state of survival where it becomes normal. The diet becomes normal. The music becomes normal. The things that happen in the environment, it becomes a normal thing, right? But you don't know that because when you are from certain backgrounds, the bare minimum seems like everything because that's how you see yourself. You begin to look at people on TV. For example, when I was growing up, I thought the Cosby Show was fake. I didn't identify with it. I did not think there was real human beings that were dark living that life, right? I even thought that other people should come before me, and it was my plight to get the bare minimums. Maybe my forefathers had committed a grave sin against humanity, and I am experiencing their sin. Or maybe it's just not in my cards to experience abundance or what life has to offer. So the bare minimum was an identity. The women or girls at the time I was sleeping with, bare minimum. They was from where I was from. When I became a man, slept with women, same thing. Same. The bare minimum. I didn't have an expectation, right? Oh, you like me? That was good enough, right? It was actually a surprise. Oh shit, you like me. I didn't know I was allowed to be liked. I didn't know I was allowed to be loved. Again, bare minimum. Bare minimum is a mentality. Many girls and boys, men and women, people in this chat, You woke up in survival mode. Your relationship dynamics are based on survival. If it's not a man needing a woman to cook and clean, that's survival, right? There's apps for that. If it's not a woman needing a man to come in her life to do the thinking, to do everything for her, baby girl, that's survival. There's an app for that. You're in survival mode even though you don't think it's survival mode. Well, I don't want to be alone. Well, I don't want to die alone. Well, there's no more women left. All of this scarcity talk, that's survival. Because for real, your mouth says one thing, right? But you really believe that your identity is the bare minimum. Because if it wasn't the bare minimum, you would move a little different. The podcast you listen to appeal to your bare minimums. It sounds good, right? But everything appeals to your bare minimum. Your social circle appeals to your bare minimum. What you like to be entertained by appeals to your bare minimum. Everything about you appeals to the bare minimum because it's comfortable to stay in the bare minimum. Because if you begin to raise your hand to expect more, remember your social circle is the bare minimum. So they're going to shut you down and remind you who you are. How dare you expect something else other than us? How dare you expect something other than this environment? How dare you expect something else other than your race? How dare you expect something else than your background and the cultural history? How dare you expect something else outside of the statistics? Do you understand that words create worlds, right? So all the use of the statistics is to keep you in a space. 50% of this, 70% of that, 80% of that. That's for a reason. The reason for that is to keep you in the bare minimum. Because you never raise your hand and say, well, what does that have to do with me? So when I was growing up, I had a bare minimum mentality. Hip hop helped the bare minimum mentality. Cultural themes help the bare minimum mentality. I got to keep the man off my back. As a black man in America, blah, blah, blah. That appeals to the bare minimums, right? So I was surviving, but I wasn't taking care of myself. And then guess what, y'all? Guess what happened to me? So I went outside and I noticed my community or the community wasn't taking care of itself. Now, peep the crazy psychology. So I'm not taking care of myself and I expect the bare minimum, but I want to give everything to the community though. I want to give the community shit that I don't even have. So I have a bare minimum mentality for myself, but I want to give everything to the community, these babies. I want to give everything to these grown men and women who are 20, 30 years my senior. I need to give you my youth. I'm not going to go to college because I don't want to elevate the system. I'm going to live off grid. I'm not going to use bank accounts because I want to bring down the system because y'all are suffering. I never once considered myself in the process, right? So not only do I not know how to take care of myself, I feel like I know what the community needs. The community needs revolution, right? The community needs bold action, 10-point program from the Black Panther Party, right? The community needs free lunch programs and breakfast programs and medical. The community needs, again, these grown adults that were here before me. I know what they need, right? I need to help them. I need to fix them. I need to help everybody's crown. And it's okay if I sink during the process, because what can be more noble than giving your life to strangers? What would be more noble than that, right? What would be more noble than to never once consider myself. What would be more noble than to fall on the sword and give these strangers in this community my all? See, that comes from bare minimum thinking, right? So everything that I was doing at the time was not taking care of myself. And then not only was I elevating the community, I developed another psychology, y'all. I developed a dumpster psychology. So now it became worse than bare minimums, right? There was something other than that, under that, excuse me. And that was a dumpster psychology. All you needed to do to get in my circle was have dysfunction. Oh, you got a problem with your mama? Hell, me too. Let's be family. Oh, you come from poverty? Hell, me too. Let's be family. Oh, you don't have nowhere to be in the morning? Me neither. Let's be family. Oh, you ran away from home? Hell, me too. Let's be family. Ooh, and the sex was good. You know, the sex was good. You know, you meet a woman that shares that brokenness like you, feel fire. The relationship is intense. You headed nowhere fast. She headed nowhere fast. She broken. She need help. She need counseling. So do you. And y'all start feeding on each other's dysfunction. Y'all core, y'all connector is lack and bare minimums. So if I call her and I say, hey, just checking on you, she's like, wow. No one ever did that. Right? You know, she get me a shirt. I'm like, oh shit. I'm head over heels. I'm used to the bare minimums. But our psychology was dumpster. And you become dumpster in your diet. You become dumpster in your sex life. You don't even know what you like. How many of y'all have even audited your kinks? Do you really like that? Or when you picked up that kink, were you trying to feel something? When's the last time you sat with that? Are you really attracted to the women that you're attracted to? Or did that attraction happen when you was in a dumpster psychology and you've just been going on with it? Do you really like those kind of men, sis? Or is that the type of guys that came to you in your aid when you was in your dumpster mentality? And now dysfunction is your bare minimum, so much so that if he ain't like that, he's corny. He just don't have the edge. Is it that? Or is he not broken enough? You need to check that, sis. Not for Ken. Pay me no mind. Shit. Right? Do it for you. Right? Maybe he's not lame. Maybe he's not corny. Maybe there's nothing wrong with being a square bear. You know, you get 39 like me. You life got a way of squaring that circle. You know what I mean? Maybe the edge you're talking about him missing is being broken. And maybe your taste was formed when you was at your lowest state and you've been carrying around for the next 15, 20 years. Right? Without you even knowing it. It's a certain kind of guy. It's a certain kind of friend. Same with the guys. How do you know that your taste in women is really what you want and not based on the woman that came to you when you was in your dumpster psyche? Now, that also opens up a problem because relationships that are formed from a dumpster psychology, what happens if one of those people, the man or the woman, climbs out of the dumpster? Now that's the tricky thing about those relationships, because then people begin to think you switched up on them. Then people begin to think you changed on them. What if you begin to heal? And that's the bad thing about those kind of relationships, because if you even taste a little bit of the self-care and you begin to focus on yourself and begin the healing process, you start to change up on the people you made promises and vows to. You said you'll always be there, right? You said nothing will ever change. See, you was never planning on ever being more than what you are. You was never planning on having an aha moment. You thought that diet that you was used to was gonna be your life, and then you tasted something different. It's like, I'm not gonna lie, it's like when you are first class on a plane, you never want to go coach again because it's a different experience, right? You see some money, you know if something's out there. You have that chemical go through your head of just the aha or serendipity. You different after that. But the problem is, you made vows and promises to people with a dumpster psychology, and they're not changing the way you are. A lot of you, your name has been drugged through the mud, not because you did anything wrong. It's because you climbed out of the dumpster. Not even your entire body. You still got a leg in, just a little bit. You halfway out, and they calling you everything but a child of God. Well, that's because your relationship was forged and it came together in hurt and in lack and what y'all wasn't. Right? You never make vows in the dumpster. Take it from me. Because you don't know what's what. Right? And you don't know what tomorrow brings. You never make vows of this thing of ours when you are in a dumpster state. Because I promise you, the moment your taste become different and you begin to see clear and you begin to look at everybody that you are associated and attached to, they're going to think it was betrayal. So I had a dumpster mentality. And that's because I never acknowledged the elephant in the room. And I notice other people have not acknowledged the elephant in the room. Is the elephant in the room modern women? No. Is the elephant in the room modern men or dusties? No. Is it white supremacy? Nope. Is the elephant in the room the BRICS and what Russia and China is and Brazil? No. It's not the elephant in the room. Is it foreign policy? No. The elephant in the room that we seem to never, ever, ever want to address and be intimate with, and we don't even know it's a thing, because I didn't, is the self. And the self is personal. So I was running around trying to give what I didn't have to communities. I didn't acknowledge the elephant in the room. When I was reading Behold the Pale Horse and, the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati, yeah, I never acknowledged the elephant in the room. When I was watching lectures, right? When I was listening to charismatic speakers and studying communism and, Muammar Gaddafi and look what they did to him. There was an elephant in the room, y'all. Right? Even when I was chasing skirts, there was an elephant in the room. I didn't even know that the elephant existed, and I thought it would be treasonous. Listen to the word. I thought that it would be treasonous to ever consider myself. And because of that, I put myself in dangerous situations. Let's talk real for a second. All the unprotected sex, I wasn't thinking about myself. One night stands with strangers with no condom. See, I'm going to talk directly to you. I can never, ever, ever judge you, right? Because I know you, right? Because I felt it and I've been through it. We're going to let everybody else fake, right? Over here, it's about personal development. I said I never considered myself. All the parties, all the drugs, all the ripping and running in streets, this event, that event, BET Awards, all that, hooking up with random strangers with no condom, smoking after people, drinking after people, penitentiary chances, the handcuffs that I'm in, riding on the prison bus, the probation, the restitution fees, all that comes from a lack of self-care. I'm accountable for all of that. It's just interesting that when I was doing the behavior, I never once considered myself. I never once considered I'm better than this. I never once considered I need more than this. I never once considered I shouldn't be doing this. Not because my mama said it or someone the culture said it. No, because I matter. I have value. But you know, what would be the behavior of somebody that you have constantly told they're oppressed? What's my expectation? Isn't my my behavior in line with what I was taught? I'm oppressed. I'm a second class citizen. The world hates me because of my skin. This is what I was taught. So why would I have confidence? Why would I have self-esteem? I'm hearing stories about Paul Revere and Napoleon. I'm hearing stories about Isaac Newton and Galileo and Copernicus. But then you tell me that I'm connected to people that get hung, lynched, tortured, abused, that get kicked out the house for welfare. You're telling me I'm that. Why would I put a condom on? So, think about that. That's dumpster psychology. Only thing you have told me, you say that I'm connected to this group of people. And the history of this group of people is Jim Crow. The history of this group of people is lynching. The history of this group of people is mass incarceration. But then you expect me to be confident when you have told me a short man like Napoleon is a war legend? George Washington, legend. Benjamin Franklin, legend. Oh yeah. You Nat Turner. But I'm saying he got skinned. Why would I put a condom on? For what? This what the community told me about me. And I thought the community was right. Because why would they lie? I'm not thinking of self. I'm thinking that myself is related to we. What does the community say? Oh, you need to know your history. Okay. But then you put another person in front of my face to study. What does that have to do with me? I'm not that. When you listen to the community talk, they say, oh, what they did to us. When was that? 400 years ago. I wasn't alive, but that's still me. Okay, I'm confused. See, the elephant in the room was the self, taking ownership of as the individual. Like, yeah, the history, that ain't me though. So when you don't acknowledge the elephant in the room, and all parents out there, I want you to speak to your baby's individuality. Allow your children to know that they are individuals. Because when you connect them to this collective, why would they ever think about their self? There were times where I was so high, I thought I was gonna die. One pill just ain't doing it no more. I need another one. This ain't doing it no more. I need another one. The days are overlapping. I don't even know what day of the week it is. I'm talking about up for days, and then your high is coming down and you wake up and you next to a woman and you don't even remember what happened. Like, damn, how you get here? Y'all ain't got no clothes on. She open her eyes, you open her eyes, and everybody's kind of confused, trying to, oh yeah, oh shit, damn, we started on the elevator, what? I got grace for them women too. Hindsight 2020. Because they wasn't taking care of themselves. They didn't understand self-care. I was a strange man they was waking up to. I could have woke up in the middle of the night, took her purse, wallet, everything. She could have did the same to me. Right? Talking about you so lit when you crash hard. All this come from not acknowledging the elephant in the room, y'all. Take what I'm saying and run with it. Maybe your experience is not the hard nights and shit. Cool. Maybe your experience is working yourself to death, or showing up for your family a little too much, or school or something, but you never once considered that you have a self, and that's the elephant in the room. It ain't white supremacy. It ain't none of that. You can't stop the world from worlding, but you can put the pause button on and say, hold on, the world is going to be what it's going to be. I need to know if I'm coming or going. I need to know if I'm good or not. And the interesting thing, y'all, all the podcasts y'all watch, all the comment sections y'all be in, modern women, men this, women that, are you good though? Are you good? I know you ain't good. You ain't good. I know you ain't. You can front on Clubhouse like you good. I know you're not doing the work. If you was doing the work, those views on them videos wouldn't be what they are. I know you ain't doing the work. I know you ain't doing the work, because if you was, as a whole, those spots that sell that food wouldn't still be in business. I know you ain't doing the work. No, you ain't doing the work. If you was doing the work, you wouldn't look how you look. No, you're not doing the work. And I'm not judging you. What I'm telling you is acknowledge the elephant in the room. Acknowledge that thing that is super scary, and it is self. It's terrifying, yo. Bruh, it's terrifying. Sis, it's terrifying. Taking a cold, hard look at yourself, at your shadow, how you're wired, thinking about your past, thinking about your future, everything. I'm telling you, I ain't judging you, because I know it's scary, because I spent years running from the reflection. So I get it. I'm just telling you, Eventually, you're going to have to acknowledge the elephant, or you might die never acknowledging the elephant, and then you can get caught in a life and death loop. Surprise, nigga. You're back here again, doing the same shit in a different body, in a different gender, in different nationality. All because you didn't make a phone call to the inner man, the inner woman, the self. The self is not the community. If I hear the word community again, I really be wanting to ask people, what community are y'all talking about? Who is these people floating in the air? What community? Oh, our community. Our community. It ain't mine. I tried that already. At my expense. I almost died. I didn't even know what food to eat for my biology. Dr. Sabi is cool, but he don't know me and what I need. You see? Shit be real vague. What the community might need is not necessarily what Ken needs. What Ken needs is not necessarily what you need. I can make a suggestion and tell you I tried this, but don't mean it's going to work for you though, because my path is my path. And when I go in the casket, you ain't gonna come. You gonna be like, damn, that's my nigga Ken. Toodles. You ain't gonna, Ken, I'm coming with you. Oh, Lord, take me. Until somebody push your dog ass in the casket with me. And then you gonna stop playing. No, you ain't gonna come. You gonna put one in the air for me. Damn, my nigga Ken, he was cold. That's my dude. And then you gonna keep on doing you. That's the game. What's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. Hopefully, we share something. What's for you, I can use, and what's for me, you can use. Right? But overall, community, where? We not in that season. That's Pisces. Pisces was about holding hands with people, each other. Aquarius is about getting in tune with yourself. Aquarius is about information. What kind of information? Knowledge of your own self. So many of people of you are already on overload. How much about the system are you want to know? Going to know? What can you do with it? What's the utility? But you ain't acknowledged the elephant in the room. Look at your health. Look at your health, sis. Right? Look at your health, bro. The books don't matter. The system, the system, the system. Listen, bro. Everywhere you go, there you are. It does not matter about the system, because it's always going to be one wherever you go on the planet. You still have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. And when you acknowledge the elephant in the room, you're going to come to this realization. The world burns first. The world burns first mean I'm not here to save the world. If I can make the world better from my personal example, great. But the world will burn before me. I will not give my life to save this world. Hell no. Crazy? Especially if don't nobody know about it. If it's a secret, no. Me sacrifice my life for this world and no one knows? Are you crazy? Nah. No. When you acknowledge the elephant in the room, your mindset begins to change. You become real intentional and real selfish about your personal development. You begin to really put yourself first before the world. This does not mean being mean to other people. This is not me being cold to other people. This does not mean that you are a tyrant. No, it's that the sacrifices that you were willing to make for the world, you are not gonna do it anymore. That's what that means. And if the world burns, so what? If it's the end, so what? Right? And there's so much power in that. Many people have anxiety because they really want to save the world. They really want to wake people up. They really have a pain body because of the actions, the chosen behavior of other people and how they live their life. People are really upset about that. If we have World War III, World War IV, if the system collapses, whatever happens, I'm totally fine. And I really mean that. Do I have loved ones? Sure. Do I want them to suffer? No. Right? But if it all comes tumbling down, it's okay. I'm not fighting that fight. Because the fight that I have going on in my head and my heart, the war that I have going on inside of me outweighs the war between China, Russia, Ukraine, the United States. That war, man is going to be man. But the pain that I have in me for being left alone as a child, the pain that I have for wanting attention that I never got, the pain that I have of being self-critical of myself, the pain that I have of losing a mother and a father and not having a close-knit family, my past, the suicidal thoughts, the pain that I have in myself of just my own shit in me, that's the only war that I can fight. And that return of investment is more than a cash app. It's more than a super chat. It's more than $1,000,000. Because it's a piece that no one can give me or take. It's personal. I am acknowledging the elephant. I am acknowledging that there is a self and it's independent of so-called race. I am not putting race before me. Clip that up. I said it. I'm not going to be put in that box. I'm not going to come online to find a group of people based on race to have a conversation with. Why? When it's scientific discussions going on that I want to listen to, that I'm interested in. I'm not going to have a tribal online experience when there's conversations that I'm genuinely interested in going on. No, I'm going to go over there. I don't owe the community. Whether you know it or not, neither do you. I don't care what you look like or your background. That's a finesse. And if you buy into that finesse, if you let these people use your best years, if you let these people snatch your resources from you, if you let these people guilt you into being a sacrifice and a servant for an ideal that you don't even know if it works or not, and you don't even necessarily believe in it, you just go with it because of peer pressure, and you don't want to be exiled, that's on you. I'm just telling you as your homie that there's an option. There's an alternative. The alternative is personal development. The alternative is a real relationship with the elephant in the room, and that is yourself. When you done hoeing, beloved, sis, you're going to have to acknowledge the elephant in the room. When you get off that pole, when you done, no judgment. You're going to have to do some self shit. You can get back to that all day. And I'm telling you, that is going to hit different if you acknowledge the self, because now you're showing up with what you actually like. You are doing what you are doing because it's in you. right? That's your thing. You're not being coerced. You're not being guilted. You're not being finessed. Ain't nobody running game on you. Ain't nobody poking your pain body. It ain't no childhood things going on. Nah, you're doing what you want to do, and you are where you are because you want. That's agency. That's control. But that only comes when you acknowledge the elephant in the room. And when you do, it's going to be an awakening and awareness that is going to be so fulfilling to you because you are going to be so content that the world burns first, not me. And it's ill because if all of us took that mentality, it would actually save the world. But so when you embrace that the world burns first, right? When you embrace that, you understand the magician and how the magician or the magi has needs. What the magician needs for the trick to be effective is for you to pay attention, right? The magician needs you to pay close attention to the trick for it to work, right? So, today, oh, Donald Trump is arrested, is arraigned. Oh, what does this mean? Is he gonna run? And guess what you do? Y'all, have you seen it? Or it's baby girl from LSU doing this. Oh, see, when we do this, look how you get caught up in the shit. Look how you get caught up in it. Now, mind you, you are watching this stuff from TV, from a screen. And then you're in your pain body talking about, see, when we do something, it's like this. When they do something, it's like this. Society, and look at the conversation that you're having. That's the magi, the magicians. The magician needs you to pay attention because let me tell you something. If Trump being arrested today didn't get views, they would stop talking about it. Everybody covered the story of Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. White woman versus black woman. This culture versus that. LSU, the girls with the lashes versus. Look at the storylines. It's storytelling, y'all. It's storytelling. You are captured by captions. And guess what you do? You start to talk about it. Who's right, who's wrong. And then you make the grave mistake of picking a side. Never pick a side when you're watching shit on the screen. One thing the Magi is very skillful at is highlighting the differences, right? They put things on the side of each other and they highlight the differences, right? And not the similarities. And in the differences, the public chooses a side. Well, I like her because of this. I like them because of that. They're differences. But 9 times out of 10, the people that they're putting there are the same. They're the same. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, it was all women's basketball, right? And it's actually all good for the sport. And they actually had their highest rated ratings for a tournament ever, right? It's all about eyeballs. But that's the Magi, the fire worshipers, right? The Magi is magicians. The magician needs you to pay attention. And it will go very far for your attention because your attention is the fuel. And when you're paying attention to the magician, you're not paying attention to what? What are you not paying attention to, y'all? The elephant in the room. So before I continue, I want to send a special shout out to Mary Chance. I appreciate the super chat, beloved. You always come through and put it on the wood. Shout out to D Felder with the $9.99. I appreciate you. You are another one that always comes and put it on the wood. And shout out to the wonderful, astonishing, the magnanimous Miss Ebony 11:11. I appreciate you, beloved. So the Magi needs me to pay attention to the trick, right? It needs me to talk about it at work, right? Hey, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see this? Did you see that? Right? Do you notice every time you're watching CNN, Fox, MSNBC, pay attention. They always bring their experts on the subject. And what do these experts do with your mind? Do they tell you what to think or how to think? They tell you what to think about an issue, not how to think about it. That's magic, right? It shapes your perception. It shapes your taste. And the thing is, what makes it so effective is because we volunteer to watch, okay? At the expense of what? Self-care. When the red pill tells the brothers to, man, just get your shit together. For what? It's usually for a woman. It's never about self-care. Yo, making a lot of money is not self-care. I would know. That's not self-care. Driving a nice car is not self-care. Right? That's not self-care. Because it's still with the world in mind. Self-care is thinking about nothing else but you. Self-care is not doing this so you can get something back from the world. That's different. That's different kind of strategies. Business, marketing. I'm talking about self-care. Like if you hug yourself, right? And you just rock back and forth. And self-care is like, if you can conceptually visualize this, visualize yourself being you, but as your parent, and you in your own arms, right? It's not your mother or father. It's you as your mother, as your father, who you are, and just imagine you just resting in your own arms. Just self-care and nurturing. And it's not about anybody else, right? It's just about you. You being intimate with yourself, right? I'm not just talking about, when people masturbate and things like that. I'm talking about just like giving yourself a hug. Conceptually, if you are in a position to visualize this, visualize you parenting yourself, being your mother. So visualize you as your mother. Don't put her face there, put your face. And visualize yourself as your father. Don't put his face there, face. And put you in your own arms. You need to do that because you know how you need to be held, right? You know what you need. And if you don't know, just give it some time and rest there for a second. And really, really, really think about yourself, right? This doesn't have nothing to do with the community, reparations, all that is cool. But how much of it, a control do you have of it? Not a lot. So, in order for the magician to do good tricks, the public has to pay close attention. And the more attention that you pay to the Magi, the more you lose yourself. The more you pay attention to the podcast, the more that you pay attention to an explosion that goes off in Russia. The more you pay attention to all the things that are happening within humanity, the more you're going to lose yourself. Now, guess what? Here's the moment you've been waiting for. I got some tea. Because I know everybody wants some tea. I got some shade and some tea and some gossip. Well, the tea is about People that have everything and nothing at the same time. The T is about people that get married just to say they're married. Because I got to take the title and present it to people. See, I have value. See, the T is you got the degree. The T is you got all the money and nothing. The T is you laid down with somebody last night and they didn't call you back, right? Because people like this need to be exposed, right? Because it's all about exposed. We love video where somebody's getting exposed. So the T is, yeah, your man slept with your homegirl and this, that, and the third, and somebody owes you some money and whatever. So it's time to expose. Who? You. All the videos, Puff Daddy exposed. You run over there so you can hear his humanity so you don't feel crazy. You need to find out Sierra's relationship has holes in it so it can ease your life. You need to know that Beyonce, even Jay-Z, can fuck with Becky with good hair on Beyonce. You need that. So the person being exposed is you because you need other people to be flawed. You need them to be exposed so you don't look at yourself, right? All of these videos that people do that used to be in the industry and the parties, why are they so popular? Because people run to be like, y'all crazy, y'all nasty, we wouldn't do that. Yes, you would. You would have been sucking and fucking too if you was at the party. You would have did the coke too if you was at the party. You would have did the threesome too if you was at the party. You can't lie to me. You would have did it too. You would have spent your money on that car too. You would have did all that too. Stop the cap. And you run to try to pretend that ain't you, but it is. See, when you embrace the elephant in the room, I don't have to hear nothing behind the scenes what they doing because I know me. See, when you know yourself, you already know what people do. I don't need to hear it. I already know because I know how I roll. See, as above, so below. Right? I don't need nothing to know about some Illuminati because I got some Illuminati tendencies with me. I don't need to know nobody's secrets because I know self. I'll never say I ain't doing that. I ain't doing shit. All the shit I said I never did, I did. Right? See, that keep you centered and that keep you square. So I don't need to hear nobody get exposed. I don't need to hear a woman get exposed. Why is a celebrity sex tape so popular? Because you want to run to see. I hope. I need to see if Kim K is a freak. Like, girlfriend, you nasty. They nasty too. All right? There you go. All right? There you go. Is that all you needed? You needed verification that other people do what you do. Yes, they do, love. Yeah, they do. Right? Humans are gonna human. See, when you acknowledge the elephant in the room, which is the self, your feet ain't quick to run to see what they do behind the scenes because you know what you do behind the scenes. You don't need to hear about no one's marriage because you know what it takes to be married, and it ain't what people think, right? You know how you acted when you had money or when you went to Miami. See, now when you do the work of elephant in the room, you have grace. I'm not going to judge you because I have grace. I already know. You don't have to explain it to me. Yeah. There's no story that you could tell. Outside, I don't relate to anything with the babies. Right? Our philosophy over here is do without wilt, but do no harm. Do without wilt, but do no harm. So the only time when I will not accept it is when you do without will and it causes harm to someone else. You're allowed to self-sabotage if you like. You're allowed to just destroy yourself if that's what you want to do. But you can't, right? In your personal development journey, in your knowledge of self journey, you are not allowed to take no one with you. See, self is not about anyone else, right? Everything in self and when we're involved in other people has to involve consent, right? So, shout out to Canary with the $5. I appreciate you. You know, your name pops up often, beloved, on the super chats, and I just want to let you know that it is much appreciated for always coming through, putting it on the wood. Shout out to you. So, y'all, I want to get into 5 steps of self-care. Now, in my self-care, I went into a different area. But these are my steps for self-care. Can I share them with you? If I could share my steps to self-care, press 1 if I could share it with you, right? So this is Coin Gang's 5 steps to self-care. We got a lot of shit. We have 10 laws of accountability. We got constitutions. Now we're going to introduce the 5 steps to self-care. And I just want to share it with you. If I have permission to share it with you, go ahead and drop a 1 in the chat. So our 5 steps to self-care goes as follows. Number 5, guard your ears and your eyes. Guard your eyes and your ears. All right. So, I'm going to do a challenge with everybody. All right? I'm going to do a challenge. I want everybody to put their bank account information in the chat. Put your routing, put your account, put your debit numbers in the chat. And if I'm bugging, type hell no. I want everybody to put their banking information in the chat. Put your debit card number, the security code, and your PIN number in the chat. Or tell me hell no. Right? Tell me hell no. Let me see. She said bite me. Okay. There ain't nobody gonna drop ain't nobody gonna drop their info? Hell no. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on, man. Y'all not gonna drop the info? Hold your breath when I get that info. So y'all not gonna put your bank account information in the chat? Okay. So it's a bunch of hell no's. Okay. Hell nah. Okay. All right. So are y'all saying y'all have boundaries? So I can't get your bank account information, right? So you have boundaries, huh? You telling me hell no, I'm supposed to be your people's. I'm supposed to be your boy. All I see is, thanks, Ken. We love you, Ken. But when I ask you for your bank account information, you telling me hell no. Okay, cool. So that means you have boundaries. Okay. So if there's a boundary when it comes to your bank account information, why isn't it a boundary when it comes to your eyes and your ears? You will protect your money before you protect your attention. All of y'all told me hell no. But you'll press on a YouTube video, that means you no good. You'll press on a TikTok video, means you no good, right? Where's your boundary for frivolous conversations? Where's your boundary for allowing people to call you and dump on you? Where's your boundaries when it comes to your eyes and your ears? But you will protect your money. So you love your money more than you love yourself. That was before today now, right? The old you, because the new you is going to be like, hell no. The same way, right? You told me hell no about your bank account information. Now, when there's content online or there's conversations going online, when there's text messages or things going on with the family, before you run to try to solve the problem, before you listen to that video, before you engage in anything that is going to go against your self-care, you're going to be like, would I give these people my bank account information? If they can't get your bank account information, why do they get your ears? Why do they get your eyes? I will argue, beloved, your eyes and your ears have more value than your money, right? What we listen to and what we see, where's the toilet bowl for it? We eat food, it gotta come out. But what about the things we listen to? Don't it gotta come out? What about the things we watch? Don't it gotta come out? What happens to the visuals? What happens to the garbage that we allow in our ears? What happens? It does have to come out, and it will come out. You know where it comes out? What you hear comes out through your mouth. What you see comes out in your behavior. All right? What you hear comes out through your mouth. Right? What you see comes out in your behavior, beloved. So that actually is your toilet bowl. Right? You want to know someone's diet? Look at their waist. You want to know what someone's listening to? Someone's watching? Listen to how they talk. Watch how they move. Now, I want you to really think about that. Because who in your life told you that your money, right? Something that only has power because of our military, right? Something that they print. How can that have more value than you as a person? We've all been educated and we've all been taught wrong. You come first, beloved. If I can't get your bank account information when I'm acting unrighteous, don't allow me to get your attention. Neither. Don't rock with me if I'm not showing up correct. Don't rock with me if I'm not providing value, right? It's okay for you to have an expectation of me. You expect me to come a certain type of way. So don't, because you like me, don't allow me to switch up and give you some bullshit and you'll watch it and you'll listen to it just because, oh, I like Ken. No, there's a boundary. If I stop doing what you know me for, cancel the relationship. No bare minimums. However you heard me, right? And when you press that subscribe and you see a constant thing that I ain't that, deuces. Don't play yourself, right? You expect me to, yo, what's up with that personal development? That's why I came here for, right? You're off that. What's up with that? And if I'm, man, I ain't on that now, I'm trying to get views, yo. I'm trying to get views, you know what I'm saying? Celebrity gossip. If I go in that direction, even if all of a sudden I'm getting millions of views, make sure it ain't you that's part of that million. If I blow up, but the day ones ain't here, it don't matter. If I blow up and I'm popping now, but my real Coin Gang people here, when we was a small channel, right? When y'all could have been anywhere else, but y'all was listening, we was talking about books and we was talking about knowledge. If y'all not here, it don't matter. That's sand. Right? You know what I'm saying? Nah, don't rock with me. You know what I mean? Don't rock with me. So, where's the boundary for your eyes and your ears, y'all? Do not be in a dumpster mentality. Celebrity gossip is dumpster. That is dumpster. You are better than that. There's more to the world than hearing about another person's business. Get your ass out the dumpster and challenge yourself. Listen to something new. Watch black and white films. Listen to Lena Horne, Best of Billie Holiday, Cab Calloway. You don't have to be stuck in the hip hop loop. You don't have to be stuck in the regular news cycle. There's other types of news going on. Tech news, animal news. So many different news going on. You don't have to watch CNN every day. Guard your eyes and your ears. That is number 5. Now, why would I put that as number 5? As self-care. You thought I was about to talk about massages. You thought I was about to talk about spas. If you don't guard your eyes and your ears, you don't know what's going on inside your mind, y'all. You'll be mad at your spouse for you don't even know why. Also, you need to guard your eyes and your ears going to people's pages online. Stop looking at people's life. That's just a representative. That ain't what you think it is. Especially people in a relationship. Y'all are looking at other people's relationship, putting pressure on the person that you are with, and that ain't cool. If you want to make changes in your relationship, do it because that's what you want. Don't do it because you was looking on somebody's page and what they're doing. Don't do that. You a man, your lady just had a baby. Don't be looking at women with no children in their body and putting pressure on your woman. She just had a baby. She just had a baby. And I'm going to be honest with you. Them first couple years, bro, you're going to be kind of invisible, sir. Because something just came out of her. That's a different experience, right? You had her to yourself. But if you're going to get a woman pregnant, you got to understand them first couple years, she's off of you, dog. She's off of you. If you want a woman to yourself, don't get her pregnant. Don't get her pregnant. But because if you get her pregnant, her focus is on that child. And you are wrong if you are talking, well, you don't do this with me no more and you don't do that with me. You need to think about that before you get her pregnant. Because you can't compete with that baby. And on the flip side, a lot of y'all are with an average guy. And that's okay. I'm gonna tell you why it's okay. Cause you don't wanna pay the price what comes with greatness. Greatness doesn't mean the person is good. They could be great at something, but it's attached. So when you are on people's pages, when you are consuming too much media, now you might put unwanted pressure on the man you're with to do something that you don't seen an athlete do. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Because I've been in that situation, there are some dudes that if you pressure, they'll do anything to get the money. So, are you cool with putting the pressure on your dude if he go out and rob and get the money? Are you alright with that? If he hustle, if he sell dope, if he sell his ass, you okay? Right? If you want to upgrade in a relationship, that's fine. The upgrade can't be coming from what you're looking at on the Shade Room, though, on Spirit World, though, on Baller Alert. Because guess what? Everybody got their time to shine, right? So, men, you got to stop being on people's pages. Women, you got to stop being on people's pages. Guard your eyes and your ears, because what y'all are seeing and listening to is having an effect in your household. It's having an effect on you. It's having an effect on everything in real time. And what you're looking at ain't real. All right? Step 5 is guard your eyes and your ears. Step 4 is be okay. What this means is good day I'm okay, bad day I'm okay. Good day I'm okay, bad day I'm okay. You never get too high and you never get too low. A lot of depression and a lot of stress and anxiety comes from the spikes. Never get too happy. And even when you're having the worst day of your life, never allow yourself to bottom out. Because that's when the glitches start. You spike too much, right? I've been so happy before that something bad news came right behind it. Because I'm pulling too far on this side right here. It has to even out. So the key is even when it's the greatest day of your life, you just embrace it, you observe it, and you retain how it feels. You retain how it feels. Like, y'all like this feeling. This is cool. This is dope. You could have just had the biggest payday. Everybody like, yo, you're not happy? You're like, nah, I'm great, yo. This is perfect. Don't allow yourself to get too high. Because you're going to get a call in a few days. Your mama died. You're going to have to take a L. Because you pulled too much on this side. And don't get too low. Right? You having bad news and you woe is me. Don't go too low. Good day, I'm okay. Bad day, I'm okay. Because when you spike on either side, you're going to throw yourself out of whack. Right? Stay okay. No matter what. Good day, I'm okay. Bad day, I'm okay. Stay on the level. Never get too high. Never get too low. Right? That's step 4 on the 5 steps to self-care. Step 3, let it all go. Part of taking care of ourselves, y'all, is lightening our load. We gotta we use the word unpack, but we don't unpack our personal baggage though. We don't unpack that. We want to unpack a conversation. We want to unpack if Atlantis was a real civilization. We want to unpack, is these Chinese balloons UFOs? We want to unpack all that, but we don't want to unpack the depression. Everything you're holding on to, it doesn't matter. Yo, let me tell you something ill about the past. Have y'all just been thinking about your own life in the past and been like, yo, did that even happen? That seems like it never happened at all. So question, did it? Because if the brain can't differentiate what's real and what's not, who said that you actually have to hold on to bad memories just because? Maybe you hold on to them because you get high off them. You get high off time someone lied to you and hurt you. You get high off time someone did you wrong. What if you can let it all go? What if you can have an amnesia to the things that have affected you the most? Would you do it? Would you have amnesia to the slavery story, or do you need it? If I told you right now you could wake up tomorrow and never knew that slavery even existed, would you want it? Most of you gonna be like, hell no. Why? Because you get something out of the damn story. What do you get out of the story? Victimhood. It feels good. Because you don't know what happened to us. Man, what that got to do with you? Nigga, you stole my weed the other day. You stole my weed. What does the diaspora have to do with you came over my crib and my blunt was in the ashtray and you took it? See, a lot of people's behavior gets put on that. No, you just trash. You just trash, right? You just trash. So let it all go. So the things we also own be end up owning us. Let it go. Enjoy your car, enjoy your degree, enjoy your shoes and your purse, but let it all go though. It's not real. Enjoy it, have fun with it, look nice, enduring yourself, but let it all go. Let the grudges go. Let it go. Right? It don't mean you gotta let the people back in your life, but let it go. Right? It's too much. It's weighing on you. And you are making decisions based off the things that own you. Well, I can't really move around because now I got this car and I got the payments. Like, damn, all the stunt. Now you can't move around. Now you got to work like a dog because you got a new car and you need to keep up with the bill, right? So you created something that owns you now. Let it go. Let it go. It doesn't even matter. The peanut gallery are a bunch of people that haven't even overcome their childhood fears. Surprise. All the people you were trying to impress, surprise. The dudes that you were trying to impress got skid marks in their drawers. Surprise. The chicks that y'all trying to impress, baby girl, don't even got no edges. Surprise. It don't even matter. It don't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Right? Think about this for a second. All the things that we're holding on to. For what? For what, y'all? Let it go. In the name of your self-care, let it go. The old relationship, let it go. Who you used to be, let it go. What we used to be, let it go. Let it go. Be present, be in the moment, be in the now. Lean into the possibility of what you might be or what you can become. Let it go. It doesn't even matter. It's not even real, right? It's a figment of your imagination. Let it all go, right? So that's number 3 in the 5 steps of self-care. Number 2, which is very difficult. Mind your own beeswax. Mind your business. See, look, are you inspired or are you expired? Inspired, are you taking in new life? Or are you running out of breath? You expiring, y'all. All because you won't mind your damn business. Last week, I messed up my algorithm. I'll be honest with you. Because I was like really enamored, like really into just pearly things and the manosphere and just the back and forth banter and who's picking sides. I knew what I was doing, right? And then when I was done seeing what the blacks were doing and the whites, right? I went and pressed do not recommend, do not recommend, do not recommend, you know, do not recommend, do not recommend. So I could get back to minding my business. If a person says a racist comment online, that ain't my business. It's not, right? Remember, the elephant in the room is self-care or the self. What people are saying on YouTube and whatever does not have nothing to do with me, right? I don't care who's racist. I don't care who's sleeping with who. I don't care about these politics. I genuinely don't care. I need to mind. Listen to it. Mind. Mind your business. We are way too nosy. And that nosiness is having an effect on our health. Mind your beeswax. Here's how you know if you're not minding your business. The conversation that you're having, what you're listening to, what you're mad about, you're gonna notice like, yo, wait a minute. I'm upset about something that has nothing to do with me. Kanye said slavery was a choice. Everybody went crazy. Foundational black Americans and yo, it's not my business. What are you saying? You ain't a part of? Take my show on the road, yo. See, look, check this out. When you acknowledge this, the elephant in the room, and you deal with the self, you can no longer be guilted like that. People don't want to rock with you, don't rock with me. I can't come to the cookout. I be at Whole Foods anyway. So what you saying, yo? You better than us? Take it how you want to take it. When I finally figured out that I can pick myself, I never went back. Because you see, I never knew that it was an option to pick me. I felt like I was lied to because listen. Many of us don't even know that we are an option. That loving on yourself is an option. You can do that. You can say no. You can have a boundary. You can be intimate with yourself. You can be all about you. You have an option. And when I found out that all the labels, oh, you're a black man in America, you're brown skin, and you gotta listen to music, and you gotta do this, and funny story. Man, I may be 16. I dyed my hair. I ain't know I wasn't allowed. I used to be fly too. I'd get the little taper. Sometimes I have curls. Sometimes it'd be like auburn. You know what I mean? Like just blonde color. Oh, yeah. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to do that. I thought it was my hair. And I was like, oh shit, let me change my hair back. My bad. I thought it was my hair. My fault. Oh yeah, but nah, dudes don't do that. My bad. So let me fall in line and get my hair cut how dudes do. let me fall back in line. Penguin, right? We all the same. We all do the same shit. Listen to the same. My bad. I didn't know that I did something wrong. I tattoo my face. Someone, you ain't gonna get a job. I wasn't looking for one. I wasn't even looking for a job. Yeah. No one's gonna hire you. So entrepreneurship is not an option. You mean to tell me these billions of people I can't make a dollar because I have my face tatted? I no, you ain't supposed to do. But it's just a face though. It's just a face. But is it my face though or no? Or does my face belong to the movement? So I can't use my face. I can't do anything I want with my face. No, right? You scared for me, right? You triggered for me. You ain't gonna get a job. That's what people's thinking is. How you gonna make some money? What you mean? I got hustle. I got hustle. I know how to talk to people, right? But is it my face or no? If I mind my business, everything can happen. And we're in a new world. This ain't the old world, right? I don't actually have to see a customer to do business with them. I can do it on the phone. I could get a face full of tattoos and never have contact with people. But you're not going to be indoors. How do you know I want to be in those doors? How do you know I'm not cool with taking the stairs? How do you know I want to be in that crowd? How do you know I want to be in the group? You never even considered it because you never considered that you had a self and you never considered that I had one. Everybody only thinks in terms of the community, meaning me, we. No, used to think that. Now I'll consider me being a we when we agree. Me can be a we when we agree, right? Or me can be a we with a fee, right? The worst times of my life was when I didn't mind my business, right? I was taking so much L's because my attention was everywhere, right? Except on me. I'm telling y'all, it's okay for you to mind your business. Statistics, that don't matter. Divorce rates, that don't matter, right? If you want to get married, Joe, it's somebody that'll marry your ass. Trust me, right? If you want to stay married, divorce rates don't matter. If it don't work no more, break up. So what? 80% of women get divorced. Who cares, right? Mind your business. And when you mind your business, y'all, you are in self-care. I just want to tell you that. And number one, before I get to the number one, go back for a second. Shout out to Sister Ja. I appreciate you, beloved. I appreciate you with the $6.99. Yeah, I grew up a hip hopper, but hip hop is, I had to put it down. I'll just rock with my 90s stuff. And even that, when I go back to listen to it, like, yo, this is very problematic. Miss Peaches, I appreciate you for the 10 piece. Appreciate you, beloved. Thank you for your contribution. And there's one more, and we're going to get to number one. Hey, Shar, I appreciate the $4.99. Appreciate you, beloved. And number one, or step one, for the 5 steps of self-care is know when to sit down. Real important one. I'll give you a personal example. There were certain times where I was living certain lifestyles outside, in the clubs, in the street, illegal activity. Everybody got locked up. Everything changed. The spots that I used to go into, they've been replaced with new people. It's 12 years later, 13 years later, 15 years later, things sit down. And I remember as things were changing, or things changed, excuse me. I remember as things were changing, I didn't realize that they were changing. And I tried to do some of my old behavior, and it wasn't working. It wasn't the same. Like, there were certain highs about lifestyle that I've chased when the season ended. And I didn't know when to sit down. And for a blessing or a new season to open up, you got to sit down. You got to get off the old life, right? Taking care of yourself is you got to know when to sit down, yo. Because we all fam. Have you ever had a whole run? Have you ever had a whole run and was like, yeah, I need to sit down? Or is it just me? You ever had the moments where you like, wait a minute, and the things is overlapping a little too much, and you like, yeah, I need to sit down. I need to sit myself down before a bad experience or something happens and I get set down, right? Or you've been partying too much, or you drinking too much, or you're doing something a little bit too much, and you like you got that feeling, and like, I'm doing the most. I feel it. Nobody has to say anything. Now, sometimes when you don't catch on, life got a way of sitting you down. And that's the bad thing, because it comes with like major setbacks. There's always a moment, y'all, in our self-care process or journey where we have to transition. In the life that you're living, you feel something. Like, I gotta turn a corner. I gotta make a change. It's something that I gotta pivot off of. And you don't listen to your first mind. And then life has a way of sitting you down. And oftentimes, when life sits you down, it's something huge. It's something big. It's something that it's going to take you a long time to recover for. So like Jasmine Sullivan say, when I was getting bodies on bodies on bodies on bodies, I had to sit down. Because I'm like, yo, I'm going crazy. And let me tell you something. Let me be honest with y'all. Man and woman is same. Don't ever let no one trick you into thinking we different. Same. Right? So whatever I've done or whatever women are doing, just because I'm a dude, I don't get to do, or just because I'm a dude, I don't get special treatment, or I don't get like a pass. No, there's times I need to sit my ass down because I'm doing too much. Doing too much just ain't for the woman. Doing too much is for me too. If we're gonna be all the way righteous, we're same, right? If she's wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, she's wrong. Same. And I know that there's some women that's listening right now. Whoever you are, you on one of them runs. For whatever reason, you on one of them runs. And when the first thought comes to your mind that you doing too much, baby girl, sit yourself down. And this is coming from a person who has won Thought of the Year 5 different seasons. From Maine to Spain, I done won the award, y'all. I was, right? But I wasn't taking care of myself, right? But, this is funny. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I think about my run and I'll be like salivating. I be thinking about some women from the past. I'm like, ugh. I start drooling, right? I be thinking about going to their pages, and then I remember, oh, that season is over. It feel good in thought for a second, and then guess what happens? You get the urge or the quick little, hey big head. Nope. It's over. It's over. There's new people out there, right? Who you was when y'all connected, it ain't that. Right? But don't get it twisted, Miss Peaches. Yeah, I done thought about my runs like, Lord of mercy. Right? And there's nothing wrong to think about it. You know what I mean? It's all good. You know, them 20s, boy. But when it's over, it's over. And when we're thinking about self-care, we really, really want to take this serious and be intentional about where we are, and intentional about what we're doing. And even if the stories that I'm sharing may be extreme things to you, there are things in your life that you can relate to, and just relate it to that. I'm just sharing my stories. I'm not assuming that we all are going through the same thing or have gone through the same thing. But there's something in your life where you do need to sit down. And no matter what class you come from, no matter man or woman, no matter what you look like, we all need self-care, right? And it's just my personal belief. If you don't do self-care, you are going to get caught in the life and death cycle, right? I wanted to also say, share that if because I can only be a tool. If you need help on the self-care journey, go ahead and book your session with your boy Ken Billions and get your game enhancement. I'm very good at what I do, and I'll do my part and provide you with the tools and being accountable, so you can get to the other side, right? But I do want to show you a self-care, something that I do indulge in, something that I use for myself. Check this out. So this is a different self-care. Let me show you something that is that I want y'all to check it out to see if you have it in your city. Okay. So one of the things in that I spend my money on in your city, I want you to check to see if there's a thing called float therapy. Float therapy is something that I do often, right? So I think if you are interested in like self care outside of the ones we mentioned, and there is self care that does have massages and things like that, but and I think that's necessary as well. The self care that we were talking about, that's a lot of accountability, but this self care is important. So what you're looking at is float therapy. So you're going to get in this cube, right? And you can choose to leave it open or you can choose to close it, right? I close mine and I book hour sessions, right? And this is what you'll end up doing. You're going to float. This is called float therapy. It's not in a lot of every places. So check your local city, see where you're at. Float therapy is something that I recommend ASAP, right? Do your float therapy, right? You are going to just float there. You see he has the lid open. I close mine. And you just float, literally. The water is not deep. It's actually only a couple inches, but the way that it's built is you're able to float, and you're gonna be so relaxed. It's a feeling that I can't describe. I definitely highly recommend this. The water is great. The temperature is fine. It's totally safe. They treat you well when you go in. You shower before, then you hop in. You could choose to be totally nude, or you could choose to have, a bathing suit on. Either way, personally, I did mine's nude. I was served tea. It was just a great experience, right? So I definitely recommend float therapy because we are talking about self care, and I definitely wanted to suggest things that I definitely want to suggest things that I personally used in my own life. So I'm just not sitting up here talking about self-care. It's something I personally use, right? So right there is on the screen is game enhancement. Go ahead and book your session with your boy Ken Billions, and I can help you get from A to Z. Listen. If nothing else, I care about my health now. I care about my well-being right now. Right? Now, I care about the things that are important to me. But even when I was in my darkest days, even when I didn't embrace the elephant in the room, even when I was running around like a chicken with a head cut off, I still cared about my damn waves. It didn't matter. That's always going to be constant. Until the next time. Look, I want more. I used to be apologetic about that, but I'm not now. I want more. If you're telling me that the universe is abundant, then there's no limits to what I can have. If I'm willing to put in the work, if I'm willing to grind, if I'm willing to be disciplined, then there's nothing I can't have. I don't believe the lies anymore. I don't believe that I have to die to get heaven. I want it now. And I know you do too. We don't gotta be apologetic about wanting more anymore. I know I'm not. I want what's coming to me. It's starting right now. This that $20 appreciation. If you love the game, put it on the wood.